What's up, you guys? Thanks for tuning in to another Spiritually.Ziya reading. So today we are going to be checking out what is currently being activated in the collective. And I really wanted to do this reading because we have a rare astrological event that is happening tomorrow on April 18th. So this is a timeless reading, but as far as when I am actually recording and going to upload this, it is April 17th, 2025, okay? And this astrological event is going to be impacting you far beyond April 18th, okay? And basically what's happening is Mercury, our logical, structured part of our mind, and Neptune, our more, dreamy, spiritual side of ourselves, our intuitive side of ourselves, is merging into one. It's meeting at 0 degrees in Aries. And this is so significant because this means a new beginning, okay? And with these two parts of ourselves merging together, we're going to start to be able to create a structured plan and start to really make our dreams come true. We're going to start to see things manifesting in front of us that we could never even imagine. Things are going to start to feel almost like we are living in a dream. You know what I mean? Your dreams are going to be really vivid. I know I've been having super vivid dreams. They've been super weird and all over the place. But there's going to be so many different symptoms. Some of us might be feeling headaches and pressure in our heads right now, feeling foggy. And some of our fog is actually because there's distorted and limiting perceptions that are actually being released right now. And so it's creating this almost like confusing fog in our brains. But this is going to lift very soon as well. So if you feel like you've been not able to talk, you've been struggling with thinking clearly or focusing, just know that this is going to be ending very soon. And it's all part of the process, trust the wave, all right? Just try to go with the flow on this one because it is very powerful and there's not much you can do about it other than, ride the waves right now. So let's jump in with some cards and see what is currently being activated in the collective. Please and thank you, Spirit. Might also feel like repelled by certain foods or more drawn to other foods. Maybe you're not even feeling drawn to foods at all. Maybe you're more of like on a fasting diet, Trust your body because your body knows what it needs to make the transition easier on yourself. And yeah, I don't know what else I was about to say, but the whole collective is going through like a major transformation though. Like our activation system, or our upgrade system, I should say, is even being upgraded, okay? Like, it's crazy. We're going to be able to hold more light, more activations, more codes than we've ever been able to hold before. So let's see, what is activating for the collective? We got sexuality with Guang Wani Jemai. I probably just slaughtered that, but I tried. This is really just giving me feminine energy all the way, okay? And I'm also picking up Mintakan star seeds because we have the dolphins in the water here. She's almost giving me like mermaid vibes. I know she don't have like an actual fin, but she is making me think of like Mintakan. It's a starseed collective. If you feel drawn to like doing more research about that, definitely feel free. But there's almost like this sense of remembrance that's coming back into our soul of like different past lives that we've had, as well as like the wisdom that we've gained from other lifetimes, not even just this lifetime, but other lifetimes as well. But yeah, with the sexuality, it's making me think of the sacral chakra. And this center is, I mean, we got a masculine and feminine in all of our chakras, right? But the sacral chakra is more like feminine in energy because it does store our creativity, our sensuality, our sexuality, our emotions, all of that is stored in our sacral chakra. So I do feel like we're currently getting an activation in the sacral chakra and an upgrade, as well as like this releasing of past trauma, past karma. The slate is literally being cleared. I mean, it's meeting at 0 degrees in Aries. That is all about new beginnings, okay? So, things that have happened from past life that have been creating like this distorted energy within ourselves, creating like blockages, things like that. This is also being cleared. So we'll put this right here. We got initiation on the bottom. This is like hangman energy, by the way. So definitely spiritual awakening and activation. Spirit is initiating us. This is like, we're going through like our final tests before the universe gives us what we've been truly, like our heart truly desires, And that can look different for everybody because this is a collective reading, but that could look like community support. That could look like, financial stability, getting that new job, meeting a partner. And that can be in different ways. It can be a business partner. It can be a romantic partner. It could be both. Okay, like your business partner could be your romantic partner. We have chemistry with choice, or alchemy with choices. Why did I say chemistry? I mean, you could be, your chemistry with another person could definitely be being activated, okay? That's for those of you that don't already have a person. And we got thrive, briety with tolerance. This is making me think of somebody like taking, like when people take like smoke breaks, so that way they can lower their tolerance. That's kind of what this is making me think of, except like, how do I explain this? Except we're maybe not necessarily just like quitting smoking, but walking away from or clearing things that are just not serving us. So that way we can thrive in our energy, And it might be, slowing down on smoking. Maybe you're not fully giving it up, but, taking like a little break, or you're not smoking as much. Like I said, you could just also be feeling repelled by different things in your life, different foods, environments, different lifestyle choices that you've been making, like could just turn you off right now, It's almost like and we got Osupa with vision. This is the moon card. With Numo with change. Yeah. I'm really feeling like there is a lot of integrating that is happening right now too. We got alchemy literally coming out in the middle. So there's a lot of integration that is currently happening too. And if you can look at the image on this card, you can just feel how like accepting this light aspect is of the dark aspect. It's not shaming it. It's not, putting it in a box or pushing it to the side. It is fully accepting and like harmonizing with this because they know that together they're stronger, And I say this a lot recently, but like when you are when you are suppressing like one aspect of yourself, you're only activating out of half of your power. So when you decide to finally claim that part of yourself, accept that part of yourself, integrate that part of yourself, you open the door for so many more possibilities because you're actually activating out of your full power, your full potential. You're allowing yourself to be free of expectations and of, I'm hearing obscure obligations, so, which I don't even really know what that word means. I know what obligations mean, obviously, but obscure, I know I've heard it before, but I don't really know the definition of that, but that's what Spirit is saying, obscure obligations. I'm about to look that shit up when I get up off of here. But yeah, just make sure that you are choosing wisely the energy that you're investing into, because that is what is going to open the door for more of that energy to come into your life. Okay, so if you want change, right, you have to do things differently. You have to start investing in yourself in a different way, in a new way, you know. Let me pull some tarot. But yeah, I'm definitely getting like some of you guys might need a tolerance break. And maybe you've been feeling that in your soul, or like, and that doesn't just have to mean like in smoking either. This can just be other like foods that, you know, have been really throwing your body off, like giving you heartburn, indigestion. You know, maybe you're taking a break from that. Maybe it's a person that kind of really drains your energy, wears you out, you know, maybe you're taking a break from that. It's like you're really choosing like peace, and you're starting to move towards that. I feel like you guys are being, like, your strength is also being activated in a new way because of this integration, you know? But yeah, there's definitely transformation and change that is happening within the collective. This is a collective thing for sure. So what is being activated in the collective spirit? We got the devil coming out. And we have the Six of Pentacles coming out. And what do we have on the bottom? We got the King of Pentacles. So, yeah, something that is, it just keeps coming up. Like, your shadow is being activated. Okay, your shadow is being activated. We got the Devil card. I feel like you're really starting to work through your fears, your insecurities, your codependencies, things that have really taken your power in the past. It's like you are starting to be honest and truthful with yourself, and you're creating this like balance between your light and shadow attributes in a way that like you've never been able to do before. And I think a lot of this does have to do with, you know, the planetary shift that is happening, but also like if you're ready, you know what I mean, for this to not have control over you anymore. You're ready to take your power back is really what I'm picking up. And with the Six of Pentacles, I'm picking up a message of like, you're going to be reaping what you've been sowing. So that's in the best and the worst ways, you know. If you've been really investing a lot of your energy into negativity and into situations that are wearing you out, you're probably going to start to really see that, like how that affects you, I guess you could say. Whereas like if you've been really trying to implement like new healthy habits, you know, things like that, you're going to start to see that stabilize. It's like a stabilizing of energy, I guess you could say. Trying to sit with this and see if I'm picking up anything else. I am picking up like you guys just overall feeling like this sense of like well-being, like your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, and your physical well-being just kind of like starting to balance out, starting to harmonize, starting to become more clear as to maybe what it is that you're needing more of. And with the Devil card, it's making me think of like the physical body for some reason. So really pay attention to what, like, ground yourself in your physical body, because there's something that your physical body is needing that you might not realize if you are kind of dissociating from it, you know. And if you're somebody who's been through a lot of trauma and stuff, you might dissociate and not even realize it, you know. So you might go all day without taking a drink or eating some food or something. Actually, right before I started this reading, I was about to just jump in and I was like starving and I was really thirsty. I didn't drink no water today. And I'm like, take care of yourself first. Like, I literally heard myself clear as day tell myself to take care of myself first, and my reading will be better. And to stop rushing everything, you know? And I really needed to hear that today, because I feel like, especially when I'm trying to film, you know, I have a daughter and my boyfriend, he works, but when he comes home, it's like hard for me to like get in my zone, you know? But especially when she's napping, I only have a limited time. But instead of trying to rush through everything and just trying to get it done, like, if you take care of yourself first, you know, you're going to feel better about your work, and you're going to feel better in your energy, period. Like, it's going to raise your vibration, you know? So I went and ate something. I brushed and braided my hair, because I didn't brush my hair yet today. I had already brushed my teeth, but I didn't brush my hair. And I went and filled up my water and drank some water. And I also even made a little matcha latte au carte. So I feel good. Like, I feel good. And I feel like there is a message. The reason why I'm talking about this is because Spirit is like, take care of yourself first before getting on your phone, before, you know, rushing through your obligations and your responsibilities. Like, make sure that you are taking time out to take care of yourself. Drink that water, brush your hair, change your clothes, you know, eat something. Like, because sometimes, especially parents, you know, I'm not just going to say mothers, but parents in general, like, we'll get so caught up in taking care of like our kids and our responsibilities, we forget to take care of ourselves. Then we start getting frustrated, overwhelmed, overstimulated very fast. And it's because we didn't even have time to like ground in our energy and make sure that we were good before we started making sure everything else was good and everybody else was good, you know? And that can wear anybody out. That can really affect your energy, you know? And you don't realize it until you're already like in the depths of it. You're like, damn, you know what? I'm extra fucking irritable right now. I haven't ate all day. I'm starving. I'm kind of hangry. You know what I mean? So let's see. Let's get some additional messages from Spirit. Like, when you take care of yourself, you function out of your best energy. When you're neglecting yourself and putting everything else and everyone else first, you're only going to be able to give them like a portion of your energy, you know? Some additional messages and guidance, please and thank you, Spirit. It's always tea time, eternity, endless moments, and repetition. Okay. And what else did we have come out? You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. Yes, that's kind of what I'm talking about too. Like, and we got 44 and 26, okay? Be present in the moment. Be present in your body. Be present in your energy, because otherwise you're going to miss so much. Like, you're not even going to realize, like, things that seem like they would be so obvious are going to pass you by because you're not grounded. And that's kind of what I was picking up, like somebody who's maybe dissociating a little bit, you know? You just got to make sure that you're checking in with yourself more, especially right now, because there's so much that is happening, shifting and changing, that we're releasing and activating and downloading. You know, you need to stay grounded right now. Changed in the night. You have changed quickly with number 11. Yeah, that's really what I'm picking up. There's so much that's happening like all at once. It's like, if you don't ground yourself, you are going to become overstimulated, overwhelmed, very tired, burnt out, angry, even frustrated. You know, you're not going to also be able to enjoy what Spirit is giving to you, because you're going to be so like tunnel visioned into everything that you have to do, all of your responsibilities and your obligations, that you're not going to be able to enjoy when Spirit gives you this breakthrough. You're not going to even see it. You're not going to realize what is actually happening, you know? And with the it's always tea time, this is really making me feel like somebody who is bored with their situation, you know, with their life. Like, oh my God, I do the same things every day. I wake up, I, you know, go to work, I take care of the kids, I clean the house. Like, and this doesn't have to be your exact situation, but, you know, it's like somebody who's always doing the same thing. It's just repetitive over and over again. Like, they're bored with their life, you know? And I feel like Spirit is saying, like, if you want something different, you have to do something different. Like, I just recently started doing Tai Chi. Randomly had the idea that I was going to start taking up some Tai Chi to help me with moving my body more and to help me channel my chi in different ways. And I found that to be really like healing for me. Even though I've only been doing it for a couple of days, like I already start to feel like a difference. It's like even subtle changes like that, like in your daily routine, can spice things up for you, you know, and it can open a door for new possibilities. So if you want something different, you have to do something different. Maybe instead of ordering the same thing or making the same thing, like try something different. You know, when I went out to a restaurant recently with my boyfriend, we went on a date. I don't ever eat fish, okay? I normally eat like the burgers and the steaks and stuff like that, but I don't never get fish, even though I don't mind it, but it's always like a hit or miss for me. This time I decided to order this fish and it was so good. You know, subtle changes like that can be so healing for you right now. It can just give you like that little spice that you're needing to break out of that repetitive routine, that repetitive cycle that you've been in, you know? You know. I really also am picking up like I kind of already said this before, but like our perspective is really going to be shifting and transforming. We're like being downloaded with a new perspective. This eagle is really making me feel like, you know, an eagle's eye, like point of view, like seeing the bigger picture, seeing things from a new perspective, you know. We got schedule with management, plan, and organize. And we got number 76 on here. It's like somebody who's trying to make the most out of their time. They're like trying to, you know, capture this stopwatch. I really feel like, you know, trying to block out your time a little bit, you know, where you're scheduling like certain points of the day where you're going to focus maybe on work, or you're going to focus on chores and responsibilities, and then taking some time to like focus on yourself, you know. I'm also feeling like with this clock, it looks like it's moving really fast, you know? And I feel like for a lot of us, like we're really feeling like time has like sped the fuck up, you know? Like it's like almost like, oh, 1 minute it's 10 o'clock in the morning and then the next minute it's 7 o'clock at night. Like where the fuck did the day go? I feel like I didn't even do shit, you know? And I do feel like this is because of rapid ascension, okay? Because we are rapidly ascending and evolving right now. There's so much that's transforming in such a quick amount of time. It is like the timeline has sped the fuck up, you know? So that's why it's also important to kind of, maybe for some of you that struggle with structure and stuff like that, like kind of coming up with a little bit of a routine, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom. And I'm only saying especially if you're a stay-at-home mom because a lot of times like our routine will look a lot like just doing chores and taking care of the kid all day. Like I said, make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and if you have any passions or hobbies or anything like that, start scheduling time for those things and stick to it, you know. Okay, we got robbery that came out with exploitation, incaution, and unfairness, and we got 59. And the message that I'm getting from this is like, if there's been anything that has been taken from you, or somebody that has like, I'm even getting like somebody who borrowed money from you and never gave it back, or, you know, like you loaned somebody something and you never received that back. It's like there is this karmic justice that is coming in for you. Okay. And Spirit just wants you to know, like, anybody who has done you wrong, like they are going to receive their end of the karma, but also you're going to receive that back, even if it's not in the same form that you gave it away in, if that makes sense. For an example, you loan somebody a TV, right? You're like, yeah, you can have this TV until you buy a new one, and then I want my TV back. And I'm saying that because he's got a TV in his hand, right? Well, they buy a new TV and then they just like never give you your shit back, and you're like, okay, whatever. Maybe you don't even say nothing. Maybe you did say something and then they just ghosted you. They don't answer you no more, you know? It's like spirit is going to give you like an opportunity or something that you can make that money back, or you're going to randomly find a free TV on the side of the road or something that's in great condition. That actually happened to me. This TV that I have now, I found it sitting outside of my neighbor's house and it works great. Okay, I don't know why they got rid of it. Maybe because it was tax time and they bought a new one. I don't know. We got Marionette with dictatorship, domination, and reluctance with number 15. Wow, 15 and 15. This is literally the devil card in two different decks. Somebody who's been like kind of puppeteering shit behind the scenes, you know, being manipulative, things like that. I do feel like they're about to, like I said, you reap what you sow. They're about to lay in this bed that they have created, and they're not going to like it too much. But for those of you that feel like you have been being manipulated, or you've had somebody that has been asserting their power over you in a negative way, you know, somebody who is very much in their ego, they're about to get a humbling, okay? The universe is about to humble that ass. And I just wanted to say that because some of you guys might enjoy to hear that, because this person has been just creating mess in your life, you know, and I feel like the universe is like, I got your back. Like you were meant to go through this for a period of time so that way you could learn a lesson and shit. But now that you've learned that lesson and you're like trying to fix yourself and heal, it's like enough is enough. You know, enough is a motherfucking enough. But yeah, I feel like also with this, I'm also getting a message of like somebody whose shadow has been really like in the driver's seat, and now it's like like this merged sense of like self, like your shadow and your light, this wholeness of who you are is now integrated and going to be in the driver's seat. You know, it's not going to be one over the other. It's this healthy, balanced part of who you are that is going to be moving through life and kind of navigating from now on, is another message that I'm getting at out of this card. For some of you guys could be also, we do got reluctance on here, and I keep looking at it. So it's like almost like spirit is like trying to say some of you guys might be reluctant to this change because it is a little bit uncomfortable for you. But spirit is really just asking that you be more flexible and let go a little bit more. Surrender. You know, you don't have to be in control of everything for things to work out for you. You know, we got to sometimes just let go of that control and allow spirit, the universe, our guides to kind of drive us forward, or to open up the path so we can, you know, move toward a timeline where we are living in our highest vibrational timeline, I guess you could say. If you could sit down and think of what would it look like for you to be in your best timeline, right? What would your best timeline look like? What house would you be living in? What car would you drive? What would your bank account look like? What would your habits look like? You know, sit down and really like get into the nitty-gritty details, because you're co-creating right now with the universe, and you need to come up with like a plan as far as what is it that you are really looking for? What are you moving towards? You know, like it's time to start being detailed with that shit, you know? So we're going to pull some tea leaves, and then I'm going to pull one more card of advice for you guys. What are some other things that, that's way too many, that the collective can maybe look forward to, look out for? Whoa, holy shit. That's a lot. I'll take this one because it hit the singing bowl. Woo, woo. Oh my God, what is happening here? That was like a lot at once. We got broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. So some of you guys could be definitely, you know, getting out of a toxic work environment, a toxic situation, you know, if there is a broken ring, and I'm seeing all of these beautiful like flowers underneath, it's like you're blossoming into a new person. And maybe this like commitment that you made with this person or this job or whatever this situation is, it's just not benefiting you anymore. Like you're just not aligned anymore. And for some of you guys, this isn't necessarily toxic. Maybe this is just a mutual parting. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I've outgrown this situation. You know, I just realized that maybe this isn't what I want. And the other person is feeling the same. Like, yeah, I've noticed, like, maybe you should like start pursuing something new because there isn't much room for you to grow here anymore. You know, it's like a mutual parting, a mutual respect in like what it is that you're wanting to do. That could be happening for some of you guys here. That's not going to be for everybody, but it's like you guys are no longer going to be stuck in like a commitment, I guess you could say, that is just not serving you anymore. You know, maybe this has been broken for quite a while. And it's just taken, like I said, your strength is being activated in a new way, right? And now you feel confident in moving away from this thing. Like you feel like you can do it now, whereas maybe before you were afraid of hurting somebody's feelings or burdening somebody, you know. Underneath that, we had bouquet with compliments from an admirer. And we have coins. Money will be coming to you. I love that. So you guys, some of you guys here definitely have some admirers, people that are looking up to you. And some of you are also going to be receiving some money. And I was kind of already picking that up with the robbery card. So, and we do have the King of Pentacles on the bottom. Wow, and we got the High Priestess. I love that. It's like making your somebody who is able to use their intuition to like create stability in their life. You know, some of you guys could also be starting like a spiritual business with these two card combos. And that is going to start to like pick up for you. You might start to gain more clients, more customers, or you're finally like starting to put your work out there, and I feel like you're confident in your work, you know what I mean, your abilities. We got feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. Yeah, whoever this devil card is for some of you guys, like I said, this is going to be another person, was an interpretation that I was picking up. This person has definitely, you know, served their purpose in your life. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it is time to walk away. You know, this person is clearly not reliable. It is somebody that is clearly not uplifting you and helping you reach your goals and feeding you with like positivity and filling life, pouring life into you, you know, like speaking life into you. So it's like, what are we doing here? You know, what are we doing here? I'm almost seeing this feather as like signs and synchronicities from spirit that you've been picking up like intuitively, or maybe even seeing them physically, that just this is not aligned. You know what I mean? This is not in alignment with, like I was saying, that highest vibrational timeline, right? It's time to move on. And I'm also seeing it as a quill, which is making me think of somebody writing them a note, almost like writing a note, telling somebody how you're feeling, whether you share that with them or not. And it's like a burning ritual, you know, where you burn that paper afterwards, you let that go. Somebody is like releasing somebody or moving away from something. We got kite with vacation. So you guys could be definitely taking a vacation soon. That might be, I mean, it's literally in your cards. But this could be something that you guys are going to be manifesting, right? Even if it's like, you know, a staycation where you stay home and you just do it up in your house, or if you stay in your hometown and you just like go to a hotel or something, or you just go outside of town or something like that. Like, you don't have to be some major like vacation where you leave the country or nothing, but some of you guys could be leaving the country, because when I seen this, it was making me think of like Japanese or Chinese culture. So some of you guys could be doing that. And the fish is also making me think of prosperity and like good fortune. So we got lightning with control your anger or you will be sorry. So, I mean, right now the veil is so thin. Other people's intentions and emotions are going to be running high as well as ourselves. So make sure that you are checking in with yourself. Like I said, taking care of yourself, or you might find yourself lashing out. Okay. And I'm getting Zeus energy here. And I also heard Thor. So Zeus and Thor could be significant for somebody here. I don't know. This could be like a deity or a god that you'd want to work with, maybe to help you with releasing your anger or something that could be beneficial for you. We got chain of events that will affect your life. So yeah. And I feel like this chain is like you releasing some sort of cycle or freeing yourself from some sort of chains that have been binding you to like your lower vibrations, these lower vibration karmic cycles and people, right? It's like we're freeing ourselves from that. And this gold chain always makes me think of also prosperity, you know, like the gold chains. So like you could be also coming into a lot of money or like coming up with a great business idea that is going to change your financial situation. I'm hearing some of you guys are saying, like, I'm taking a chance on myself now. Like, I've put so much energy into other people. Like, it's time I put it into me and start believing in myself. Like, and I love that for you. Even just that mindset can really attract a windfall, right? We got carrot with opportunity or windfall. So just know that there's so much abundance coming in for you guys. Some of you guys have really created this opportunity for yourself. You've done so much work, and like I'm even just thinking of like, you know, somebody who is into gardening, like you've planted your seeds and stuff and you're receiving your harvest, like this abundance. Like you worked for that, you know, and then you get to see your hard work pay off and you get to eat your hard work as well, you know, and it nourishes you. The same way you've been nourishing it, it's going to nourish you back. So this is making me think of somebody who's planted seeds that are very fruitful, very abundant, that they're going to be able to reap their harvest here very soon. We got firecracker with excitement. Ooh, some exciting news, some exciting events going to be happening, you know, things that are just going to be sparking that excitement, that creative side of you as well. We got bridge with successfully overcoming a problem. Yes. I'm hearing you built this bridge, okay? Like you burned the other bridges that were no longer serving you and you use like the remnants of those bridges to build you a new bridge. And I'm hearing somebody say, build me a bridge, like as in like, you know, stop crying, build me a bridge, blah, blah, blah. You know how people like always trying to talk shit. So I'm almost picking up like that toxic or negative, like somebody who feels, hold on, let me, feel like I'm all tense right now. And I'm having a hard time channeling this message out. But you know, when you're growing up and maybe your parents do or say something that made you cry or somebody in your life did, right? And you start crying and they just don't see like why you're crying, you know? They don't have empathy for it. They're like, whatever, cry me a river, build me a bridge, get over it, you know, type vibes. It's like you releasing like this toxic coping mechanism where you've like always kind of like pushed your emotions to the side because maybe growing up you weren't allowed to feel emotions. You weren't allowed to speak up about how you were feeling because you grew up in maybe a toxic family dynamic or around toxic people that just lacked a lot of empathy, you know, maybe these were karmic people in your life. It's like somebody also working through that. Damn, I don't know why I couldn't get that out the first time I was trying to say it, but we got frying pan with trouble and accusations. So I feel like somebody's going to be put on the hot seat. I don't know if this is necessarily your energy or you putting somebody on the hot seat, but somebody's about to get fried, okay? Maybe more than in just one way, but this is definitely making me think of somebody who is like caught red-handed, I guess, you know, whether they were lying or whatever, or maybe somebody's accusing you of lying or doing something that you didn't actually do. It's like somebody is like mad about this and they want to confront somebody, they want to create conflict, you know, and I'm picking up like choose your battles wisely. I keep picking that up in readings. Like I said, we got control your anger, you'll be sorry with the frying pan. This is definitely making me think of somebody who might create some conflict, might try to confront you or be confrontational. And Spirit's like, you know, choose your battles wisely because this is not the energy that you even want to entertain. Let this motherfucker be mad and you go be mad in your own energy so that way you can like work through that shit. You know, I'm never going to be the one to tell you to ignore your anger and ignore your feelings because they're valid. But make sure you're processing on your own time because this situation is not going to benefit you, right? It's trying to keep you anchored in those low vibrations with them. They know you're on the fucking verge of a breakthrough and that you're about to ascend to new heights, and they want to keep you from doing so. So it's like, make sure that you are being discerning and trying to keep a cool head. Let this person show their ass, you know what I mean? Because it's really going to hurt them more than it's going to hurt you. It might hurt you hearing some of these things, especially if it's somebody that you care about. But at the end of the day, like, it's really not going to benefit you in any way to, like, snap back or whatever. Can we get one piece of final advice for the collective, Spirit? That's a lot. One piece of final advice for the collective, please and thank you. We got not advice as part of your spiritual destiny involves a special relationship with the goddess. This means that not only do you have important spiritual tasks of helping her thrive in this world, but you are afforded her power, protection, and abundance. You are now deepening your connection to the goddess. So some of you guys could definitely benefit from doing God or goddess work right now. But I do feel like Goddess Isis in particular, because this is the Isis deck, okay, she is working with you right now, and she wants to, like, give you her power, her strength, her abundance, her blessings, and her protection right now. So you just might be feeling like, like I said, extra strong, extra passionate, noticing like a lot of beautiful things coming in for you because Goddess Isis is like, we locked in, okay? We locked in and I got your back, baby. We got soul retrieval. Isis, healing goddess, now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power. So be willing to go through the healing process, knowing that any emotional clearing taking place is leading you to wholeness. Yes, and I've already been kind of talking about this, so I'm going to just leave this here, okay? I hope this reading resonates and helps you guys and just brings you lots of love, healing, and clarity. I'm sending you guys lots of love. If this did resonate and you want to help me out with my channel, just go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button so you don't miss another upload like this. And I hope to see you guys in my next one. Take care.